So we're gonna do a Brawlhalla tier list of every single weapon. Enjoy. Now I need you guys to keep in mind that this is just my own personal opinion. Everything in here is just what I think of each weapon, and this is just what I think. Alright, so we're gonna start out with Axe. So Axe, it has like a pretty wide range on it. And that's, like, it is pretty slow. Now, a lot of people don't like Axe because, yeah, it has a huge range on it, and you don't really have to aim. However, it is pretty slow, and it is easy to punish. So, if it was not easy to punish, I would put it in an A, but since it is so easy to punish, I'm probably gonna put it somewhere around like a C or B. But now, I'm just gonna put it in a B. Alright, so Vlastos. Vlastos, I do actually really like Vlastos because it has a lot of range on it, and you can do them pretty quickly, and there are also a lot of combos. However, there is quite a big dead zone between you and then the actual blast area of it. So if you were standing like in the center of them, you have to have a lot of practice with like target practice and such in order to actually get this to be pretty accurate and be really good with blasters. But if you are really good with blasters, then you are good with blasters. So for that, I'm also gonna put it in B. Alright, so bow. Bow is one of my personal favorite weapons because it has such long range, and it's not like blasters where it does have a dead zone. There also are a lot of combos for it, and you also can't like put there also for bow, the combos that there are not many dodge frames, and it's hard to get out of it. It's also pretty hard weapon to punish, so for that I'm gonna put it in A. Next is Canon. So Canon is another one of my personal favorites. I also couldn't get like an actual picture of Canon, so I had to use this picture here. Also for Orb, I couldn't find anything with the actual correct resolution for Orb, so I literally just got a circle for Orb. I'm sorry about that, but anyway, so for Canon, Canon's one of my personal favorites. It also has a few built-in combos, and it doesn't have big of a range, but most of the characters who have Canon do have a pretty high attack, pretty much except for Lin Fei. So, for Canon, it would be in the S tier, and it is right now. However, if the experimental patches do get put in for Canon, it's probably going to be somewhere around the A tier, purely because the actual built-in combo is not there anymore. You actually have to push forward to do it. So, as of right now, I would say Canon is an S tier, because there are so many ways to kill people with. Alright, Gauntlets is my personal favorite weapon. It is fast, it has a lot of combos with it, and it is, I think I already said it was fast. Anyway, so it is fast, it has a lot of combos to it, and it doesn't take that much to learn. It's also pretty annoying if you're the person. The downfall for Gauntlets, however, is it has such low range, but that's not really that big of a deal considering what it has in it and what it is. So for that, since it also is one of my personal favorite weapons, I'm gonna put it in the S tier. Okay, so next is the Grapple Hammer. Grapple Hammer, it is a good weapon. However, the combos for it mostly do consist of actually reading your opponent. There aren't many true combos for it, and I personally don't really like the weapon itself too much because I find it difficult to use. It does have a big range though, but since it is just such an odd weapon, like, it is a bit clunky in my opinion, but since it is such an odd weapon, the good thing about it is that it does have a lot of range, but I'm gonna have to put it in the C for Grapple Hammer. Kataos. Kataos is pretty good. If you're good at Kataos, then you are going to be good at Kataos. Like, this is one of those weapons where you're either bad at Kataos or you're good at Kataos. There's not really much in between for it, because like, you have such long combos as long as you can read people, and reading people isn't that hard to because it is such a fast weapon. This is pretty much Gauntlets, but instead of like pow pow pow, it's just slice through. Now, I'm gonna have to put this one in the A range, not the S range, because although it has such long combos, its downfall once again comes to the fact that it is easy to punish if you miss, because the recovery frames for most of the character's heavy attacks are quite long, and it also is short range in the first place. So I would say Kataros are slightly worse than Gauntlets. I'm gonna put it in A range. Okay, so for Lance, honestly, I hate Lance. I hate Lance so much. Not only is it difficult to use, but when people do use it, they can destroy a stock in like 2.2 seconds, which is ridiculous to me. I find Lance by far the most annoying weapon in the game, more annoying than axes. Now, I still do have to mention that this is just my personal opinion, and I feel like I have to keep mentioning that, but purely because the pure hatred I have for Lance, this is going to be the only weapon that I'm going to have to put in the S tier. Because although it is really good, I despise it with all my might. Okay, so for Orb, once again, Orb, I couldn't find a picture that was in the correct resolution for it, so I literally just have a circle here. But Orb, it is kind of like Vlastos in the fact that there is a bit of a dead zone. However, that is only at the end of the attack, because the actual attack goes through that dead zone, and if it's in there, it hits. So, it also has a lot of combos to it. It has a lot of true combos as well, which is a really good thing for Orb. And if you are good at Orb, you are good at Orb. It is kind of like Kataros in the way you're either bad at Orb or you're good at Orb. For that, I'm gonna have to put it in the A range. Okay, so for Scythe, I don't even need to explain Scythe. Scythe is good if you want to just like manipulate your enemy. Scythe is good for pretty much anything. Just like look at Sandstorm, for instance. He is one of the world's best Scythe players, and he is almost invincible. Okay? However, Scythe does take a long time to learn because there aren't any real combos to it. They're more like strings, and the way you will get good at it is learning every single way how to attack if someone dodges. Now, even though Scythe is really good, I'm gonna have to put it in the B or A range, purely because you have to learn pretty much every way a person can dodge to actually do a combo. So for this one, I don't know whether to put it in A or B. I do like Scythe. I don't know whether to put it in A or B though. You know, I'm just gonna leave it here for now. Okay, Spheal. Spheal is one of the more annoying weapons. It has a long combo. If you're good at it, you can 0 to death people, assuming they don't dodge, which is very rare. But if they don't dodge for some reason, you can 0 to death someone. As long as it's not in Demon Island or the Great Hall, because those have pretty high roofs. But this is one of my personal favorites. It is a long-ranged weapon. The downfall is that the actual weapon itself is a thin weapon, so it is hard to use sometimes, but I do like it a lot. I'm gonna have to put it in A. So Sword. Sword is decent. It is one of the most OG weapons, and I really do like it. And it pretty much has a 90-degree wide of range for it, and it is pretty decent. So, but the downfall comes with how fast it actually is, because even though it is fast, the attacks themselves don't last for very long. So if you just slightly miss your opponent, you could easily get a punish. And just for that, I'm gonna have to put it in C range. So we are back at Scythe. I couldn't decide whether to put it for an A or B. Now I'm gonna put it in the A range. Scythe is gonna go in the A range, because although it takes some time to learn, it's not that hard to learn, because pretty much you only have to learn about 4 dodges, and then just do the opposite for the other half of those dodges. But there. This is my final product. Canon is an S tier, Gauntlets are an S tier, Bow, Kataros, Orb, Spheal, and Scythe are an A tier, Axe and Vlastos are in B tier, Grapple Hammer and Sword are in C tier, there's nothing in D tier, and then Lance is an F tier. Now, this was my personal opinion. This is what I thought of each weapon, and I hope you guys enjoyed.